Hey everyone, Chris Carr here. Today, I want to walk you through how and why it makes so much more sense to buy in today's market than it did a year ago. So, I'm going to kind of describe the top 5 reasons and walk you through and show you quantitatively how that just makes more sense. So, reason number one, you don't have to bid over ask. You don't have to go 30, 40, 50, $100,000 over ask price, which is going to save significant cash. Reason number two, because of that savings in cash, it can mean a significant increase in your net worth over time by reinvesting that money that you're essentially just throwing into the property to try to win the bid in a more competitive market like we had last year. So reason number three, there's more inventory, there's more to choose from. You can really find the home that you want that fits your needs instead of just finding a home. And that also kind of impacts number four. That is, you can perform proper due diligence. So you can do home inspections, you can have financing contingencies, you can have things that protect you as a buyer that you didn't have to do last year. A lot of people were doing sight unseen, multiple offers, appraisal gaps, waiving financing contingencies, all kinds of things that can impact what I think is the most important component of buying a home. That's performing due diligence. And lastly, reason number five, oftentimes now we're getting seller concessions. So seller concessions means that the seller is assisting the buyer in financing, closing costs, paying points down for the loan and other types of closing costs. So you can do a 2-to-1 rate buy down. And I can explain this in more detail in another video, but really it gives you more flexibility from a financing side to qualify, to be able to have less money into a home. And again, next, I'm going to walk you through how that impacts and what that difference means quantitatively using numbers to kind of demonstrate the proof in what I'm saying here. So these are the top 5 reasons why buying a home today is more advantageous to the buyer than it was a year ago. Okay, now that you can see my screen, this is what's called a total cost analysis, or a TCA. It's like a live loan estimate that compares multiple situations at once, so you can see what the true benefits and costs are for each loan situation. In this example, we are comparing renting versus buying a year ago and buying today. Okay, so let me walk you through this. On the left-hand side is the summary section. What we're comparing is the list price of $400,000. A year ago, on average, I'd say that cost you about $450,000. There were often times where 10, 20, 30, 50, sometimes $100,000 were being thrown at offers over list price, waiving appraisal contingencies. So that $450,000 offer last year is going to get you about a $400,000 house today with seller concessions. So we're seeing regularly across the board seller concessions in each market. In this example, it's a 3% seller concession, or $12,000. What that means is the seller is going to contribute these funds towards closing costs, point buy downs, and prepaids. Okay, so that $50,000 is being saved right off the top in your down payment. Right? You're not throwing $50,000 into thin air, and that's reason number one why it makes sense to buy in today's market. Now, adding in the seller concessions, you can see down here in this cash to close row that with the $50,000 plus the seller concession difference, it's about $60,000 difference in cash to close a year ago versus today. On the bottom here, you can see how that net worth is reflected over time. So one, that $450,000 house is not worth $450,000 anymore. And then two, if you did reinvest that $60,000 in capital into an investment vehicle earning roughly 6%. Now we have a lot of customers that buy multiple homes in real estate and earn more than 6%. But let's just use that as an average, which I think is low. If you reinvested that over 10 years, your net worth would be significantly, almost $70,000 more over that time. And that 60,000 will turn into 112. Okay, just reinvesting that will almost double. So this also does not take into consideration refinancing into a lower rate. Okay, we firmly believe that rates will go down somewhere around Q2, Q3 of 2023, which will even widen this gap in net worth difference. Okay, then lastly, this is also going to compare the rent. If you were to pay rent of 1900 plus some renter's insurance, about 1935, compared to what your payment would be today, that's equivalent to about owning a home. The bigger difference is you're not earning or building any net worth. You're paying principal to a landlord who's building net worth. Let's help get you pre-approved and turn home ownership into building wealth for you. The $72,000 you're going to pay in rent over 36 months is going to impact your net worth, because that would be paying down principal. And in addition to that, just having home ownership, and you can see what that net worth difference would be in 10 years. If you rent, it's nothing. If you own a home, it's hundreds of thousands of dollars. And that is what can help make generational wealth. A link to this live website will be included with this video, so you can go ahead and check it out and compare on your own time. Again, these are the top 5 reasons why buying today makes more sense than a year ago. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. And if you thought this information was useful, please forward this to 3 of your friends or colleagues. If you know anyone looking to buy, sell, or refinance, we would love to help them. Thank you.